Welcome back everybody to Forza Motorsport. So we're going to be starting out on a championship, or more like a tour in fact, on part of the Champions Cup. So this is a new addition to the career mode. So there's several different races. So we're going to be doing the single seat tour with the Grand Prix Rivals Championship being the first of the bunch. But there's also Endurance Tour, Invitationals, Thunder Tour, Touring World Tour, and one make tour as well. But weirdly enough, this Ginetta Juniors one, for instance, is also part of the Track Toys Tour featured events, but they're not up for some reason for another 40 days, which I wouldn't have a problem with. But obviously the 20th anniversary tour has been completely unlocked now, so if you've already done all of that, then you can't do any more of these featured ones for quite some time. The Road to Race Tour is coming back, but as you can see, I've already done them. So I have, again, no real reason to do those again, especially since it's got a car as a reward that we've already got. So yeah, it does look like they're either rehashing older tours or just putting in a stopgap basically. So yeah, but then you will also have the Ringer Tour coming out after the Track Toys Tour as well, which yeah is again some way off, but does look like we're going to get into some interesting German cars. So yeah, for now the Champions Cup is going to take up some time now between now and the future tours or cups or whatever else coming out. So yeah, I won't say I'm not the biggest Formula 1 fan ever, but I do respect the cars that have been made, especially the older ones. I do prefer them over the new ones, to be honest. So yeah, let's see where we're going to be, what we're going to be getting in on the Grand Prix Rivals. So we've got a choice of 3 here. We've got the 1990 Ferrari number 1 Scuderia Ferrari 641, the 1986 Lotus number 12 Team Lotus 98T, which probably has the most iconic livery outside of the McLaren 1988 McLaren number 12 Honda McLaren MP4-4. So yeah, these two are the ones that I recognise the most in terms of their liveries. The black and gold Lotus being probably the better of the two as far as I'm concerned in terms of the way it looks. But yeah, in terms of power, well, 680 horsepower in the Ferrari, 3.5 litre V12, weighs less than 1,500 pounds. The Lotus has even more power. It's got 220 extra horsepower, a whole heap of extra torque as well, because it is twin turbocharged despite only having a 1.5 litre V6. Weighs slightly more than the Ferrari, but yeah, 220 extra horsepower and 163 extra pounds-feet of torque is certainly going to make up for that extra weight. And then finally we got the McLaren, which again has the same engine as the Lotus, or at least the same size and same configuration, but significantly less power, 225 horsepower down, 171 pounds-feet of torque less as well, but it weighs significantly less, less than either of the Lotus and the Ferrari as well. In terms of stats, yeah, the Lotus, McLaren there, as you can see, better in terms of acceleration, worse in terms of speed, as good as in braking and handling, and yes, pretty much the same for the Ferrari in terms of the McLaren. So the Lotus is the better of the three in terms of pure top speed, and I'm going to go for it because it's the one I like the look of the most, and actually it's the cheapest of the three as well. So let's make some money at least by buying this over the others. So yeah, I think it's actually cheaper because I have an affinity sale with them, so that's why I'm getting the extra 22,500 credits off there. But regardless, yeah, it's saving money at the end of the day, and yeah, as you can see, it does take a whole chunk of money out of my what I have at the moment. So saving any money is going to be helpful. Really, generally don't know which one of the three is the best though, so it's completely going off of vibes and stats that I can see. But still, we're at Silverstone Racing Circuit, Grand Prix circuit, obviously, 14 laps, so yeah, whole heap of laps there, but these cars are obviously monumentally quick in terms of their acceleration, their speed, and in terms of how much cornering speed they can hold as well. So yeah, this isn't going to be a 2-minute race like it is with some normal standard cars or anything like that. Probably going to be a lot less than that, even though obviously this is a near 40-year-old car. Right, can we ditch some fuel? Oh look, the fuel is actually working for once. Makes a change. Maybe they've actually sorted that out, or perhaps it's because this is, a you know, a part of the career mode that he's going to stay around. Maybe it's, you know, just not glitched out because it's not a championship or a tour or anything like that. Is going to go away at some point. So yeah, I'm not the best at doing using these kind of vehicles. I'm way too I'm way too attuned to the way that, you know, road cars handle and such. So I'm very rarely able to get used to the insane levels of grip and G-force that these cars can do. Regardless, I'm still at least in 8th now. I don't know where they were going.
Time penalty is 2.5.
Well, it might well have been, to be honest. I might well have. I want to see that back. And I don't really see why that was my fault. They're cutting across me. Where else am I supposed to go?
Time penalty is 2.5 seconds.
Am I supposed to like dive off the track or something because they've suddenly decided to come across me? Yeah, that's a little bit annoying. Sometimes the penalties do seem a bit, you know, unfair. You know, if someone's going to cut across me without realising how close I am to them, that's not my fault as far as I'm concerned. I am at the end of the day on the inside. But nonetheless, we still are in 7th at the very least. We won't be able to upgrade this car at all because it is top of X class. So what we have here is what we're going to be dealing with. But it's no bad thing, you know, it's got really good handling. Absolutely flies in terms of speed. Extra bit of speed over the McLaren and the Ferraris, so it's something we can rely on. It does look like it's a bit of a dead heat in terms of handling and braking, but McLaren, for whatever reason, does seem to have better acceleration than we do. I imagine that's just because it weighs less. Myself there. It's just getting used to these kind of cars really, because like I said, so used to road cars with their, you know, delayed kind of handling characteristics and lack of brakes and such that. The fact that they cannot put anywhere near the levels of G of these kind of cars in the corners that I just can't get used to the way that they handle them. I'm not used to the fast handling characteristics that they have. So that's why I sometimes overcorrect or dive into a corner too soon or anything like that. It's just trying to switch off that road car brain of mine. Onto our 3rd lap so far. It's been a bit grueling, but it's understandable why these races are going to be longer, because these cars are far quicker than any road car out there. Fifth place has a 2nd penalty. Oh dear, so caught the ground there. get the revs high on this kind of car. It seems a little bit sluggish below like 5,000 RPM. I imagine that's just because it's the kind of car that is set up like that. Because at the end of the day, you're really not going to be at those low revs most of the time. Plus it probably doesn't help that the turbochargers aren't probably the most sophisticated of things. Pits, no need for us so far. The tyres are holding out. I imagine they won't hold out much longer. Maybe one more lap. Does mean that we get up into second though. Yeah, like they've pitted probably a little bit on the early side of things, to be honest. We are only on, well I am anyway, only on medium tyres. Maybe they're on soft tyres and that's why I had to go in early. Soft tyres do wear out a lot quicker than medium ones. I'm hoping that these can last for another couple of laps or so and then we'll be able to eke out more of a lead over those that did pit. Let's get to first. Yes. Looks like they're going to last one more lap, maybe. It's just not surprised that the tyres on this car, regardless of which kind you've got, wear out as quickly as they do, given the immense speeds that we're doing through corners. They've already gone on orange and we've only done one corner or two. Now, so to be a little bit careful, the grip is going to be less than it was. The end of this straight. So first place has not pitted, second place hasn't either, which is surprising given I would have thought they would have, given that they were probably driving pretty hard as is. Costing us quite some time. It's not just the fitting of the tyres and whatnot that costs time, but it's also driving up to your pit stop and then obviously driving out, because you're not going to be going all that quickly on the way out. Why the hell did it turn us left there? I don't know. But yeah, there we go, we're in 14th place coming out of the pits there. Fresh tyres. We know that there's still someone in front that haven't pitted. Probably have to pit at least once more before the end of the race. Someone's going in the pits. Not the only one by the looks of the map. It's up to 7th. Very good. Still people in front that haven't pitted as well. This guy is really on the rims. Why so slow? Absolutely no idea where we're going to place here. Really going to come down to the second pit stop we're going to be doing at some point. Oh dear. Just on my part, overcooking it a little bit. Another one that's still not pitted. It a little bit too long. It's to my advantage, quite frankly. So we sort past them. Still got relatively good tyres. Pretty sizable lead, so if we do have to get into the pits at some point, it's really going to help. I think it takes about 20-ish seconds to get in the pits and out, so we can knock off nearly a quarter of that, and it'll be pretty damn good. how these lap times compare to some people's. These cars are. Horsepower as well out of a 1.5 litre twin turbocharged V6 is also insane. I know you couldn't put that in a normal car in the same kind of manner, but it'd still be insane if you could do that in some form in a road car, would it? It's not going to help our tyres at all, sliding around like that. It should be good enough for another lap. Well, we have decent handling on orange worn tyres. Still, it's definitely a little bit sketchier on these worn tyres than it is on the fully healthy ones. Right, so we have about a 9-second lead over second, and nearly a full pit stop time over third and fourth, so we shouldn't be in too bad of a shape coming out of this. Obviously it depends who else is going to pit. Well, some have only pitted the once, so they may well need to pit again. Second place hadn't pitted at all, so Lord knows how they've been going. They may well have been on hard tyres. We somehow come out of that still in first. Not by as much of a lead as before. Ferrari's less than a second behind. But that doesn't matter now that we're on fresh tyres and such. So we can attack these corners as hard as possible. We've only got a few laps left. Just as long as we don't light up the rear tyres or slide about too much, we should be alright. Still surprised that the guy behind has only pitted the once though. Again, could be on hard tyres, which obviously do last a hell of a lot longer than medium or softs, but even those must be wearing out at some point. We're going to have to split this series, this championship up into 4 parts, I feel. This race alone is coming up to nearly half an hour. I've not even finished it. It's fine, I am enjoying these races, I just don't feel like I have quite the endurance to be doing another Lord knows how many laps on whatever track will be next. But it's fine. We'll be doing these tours and championships and whatever else, even when the featured championships and tours come up. But obviously we do have more than a month until they're coming back, so we do have plenty of time to therefore do take our time on these ones. Fair decent lead again now. As long as our tyres hold up, that should hold up as well. Surprised I'm doing as well as I am, to be honest. Could have well beaten the car. Or my pit strategy has been better than those that were around us, and whatever, I don't know, but just genuinely surprised that I'm doing as well as I am. These are not my forte, to be honest. Should probably already noticed. Definitely not my forte when I turn in too soon like that. Also genuinely surprised that we only had to pit twice on this race. Expected the tyres to wear out far quicker. Well, let's see, we come on to our final lap.
Final lap.
That's what I just said. extremely twitchy there for some reason. And we turn in way too soon on that one. Yep, the fact we've done all these laps is getting to me a little bit here. Great stonking big lead and a massive improvement in lap time as well there. Yeah, we get the win. Massively impressed with that car. Far more user friendly than I was expecting it to be, quite frankly, given it's got 900 horsepower and weighs only about 1,500 pounds. I was expecting it to be quite the hairy beast, but yeah, not quite so. And yeah, definitely formidable on the straights, really good in terms of handling when you got the proper amount of downforce, and yeah, those tyres held out a lot better than I was expecting them to do as well. So yeah, all in all, a fantastic car. Gives us a really good amount of points to start this championship off with. But like I said, because of the length of just that race, I feel like, you know, doing another race would probably take this well over an hour, and I don't really have that in me right now. I've had a long day at work, and it's also quite humid at the moment as well. So yeah, but still, we'll do the next race in another episode, and then who knows, if that one's a really short one, then we'll do 2 in that episode, and then do the 4th and final race in the 3rd episode. But yeah, it's just about how long these races are going to be, and I'm predicting the next one is going to be quite long. So yeah, I'm just going to check out what it's going to be so we know for sure. Yeah, there we are, blah blah blah. Yes, 16 laps at Hockenheimring, and it's the full circuit as well, so that'd probably take about as long as this one has done. So yeah, as a result, yeah, we will do each race as an episode itself, rather than the 2 races as normal, purely because of the length and therefore the amount of time. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you with the next one. Bye.